What's up, guys? Shadow Liberator here. I actually gonna start switching from Vanguard to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Vanguard's kind of getting a little pricey for me right now. So, and plus I'm quitting for a bit. So, yeah, I have an Odd Eyes OTK deck for you guys. So, almost fell off the bed there.
You should tell them, okay.
So, yeah, I have an Odd Eyes OTK. I'm gonna start with the extra deck, and then I'll move to the main deck. So what I play here is two Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. What it does is there we go. What it does is whenever it's synchro summoned, you can or whenever it's special summoned. When it's card special summoned, so like when it's special summoned with a Absolute Dragon, or just special summon in general. Yeah, you choose a monster in your Pendulum Zone and special summon it, but he can't attack this turn. The turn that activates. So, yeah, his other effect is your opponent cannot activate monster effects during the battle phase. So that actually really helps with some decks, such as Cosmos. Oh, Cosmo, not Cosmos. Sorry, Cosmo. Anything that, like Mating with Eyes of Blue, stuff like that. Yeah. Next we have one Ancient Fairy Dragon. This is my brother's for right now. I'm actually getting my own. But Ancient Fairy Dragon I play is because of give me a second here. Sky Iris, because sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes it doesn't always work and you run out of Odd Eyes cards to search for. So you just sink, sack, and gain life points. So it works. Also, you can special summon a level 4 or lower, but you can conduct your battle phase during the turn you activate that. So, yeah. I do play quite a bit of proxies in this deck for now, so yeah. I play two Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Or is that just one? Oh, no, that should be one. Sorry. One Clearwing. This one's going to be a Magister Pendulum Draco Slayer. I just gotta switch that around. Give me a second, guys. There we go. Yeah, so one Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Clearwing, what it does is when something activates effect, that targets one card, and negate the effect, destroy it, and it gains attack for it. And then when your opponent targets a level 5 or higher monster, negate the when something targets a level 5 or higher. When a monster effect targets a level 5 or higher, sorry guys, negate the activation if you do, destroy that card, and Clearwing gains attack equal to that monster's attack points. Next we are on to two Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. What Odd Eyes Vortex does, when it's special summoned, you can pick a face-up attack position monster your opponent controls and return it to the hand. The other effect is when your opponent goes to activate when a monster effect or a spell trap card is activated, you can negate its activation by picking a Pendulum card in your extra deck and putting it back in the main deck. So, yeah. Next I play two Ruinized Pendulum Dragon. What it does, it needs Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon and any spellcaster monster. This needs a Odd Eyes monster and a Pendulum monster. So what this does is, depending on what level, if it was level 4 or lower, it can attack twice. And if it was level 5 or higher, it can attack 3 times. So only attacking monsters. So if it were to attack directly, you can't attack her directly again, or something stupid like that. And if the spellcaster that was used to summon this was Pendulum summoned, this card is unaffected by card effects the turn it was summoned.
Sorry.
Next, I play one Magister, the Ascending Draco Slayer, something like that. What it does is when it succeeds summon, the turn is succeed summon, you can, at the end of your turn, you search your deck for a Pendulum card added to your hand. You add it to your hand, and his other effect is you can detach one Xyz material from this card and search your deck for a Draco Slayer and special summon it, but it cannot be used as an Xyz material. I'm not playing Draco Slayers at the moment, but I will be getting some. I'm probably gonna be playing some because this is kind of like a cheap deck for me right now. So yeah. Next we got 2 Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon. Yeah, Dark Rebellion, you guys all know what it does. It's a staple, but if you don't know what it does, not really a staple, but if you don't know what it does, detach 2 Exceed materials from this card, target one of your opponent's face-up attack position, or target one of your opponent's monsters, face-up monsters, half its attack, and he gains that half of the attack. Forever. And your opponent's monster is halved forever. Next we got 2 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. So what this does, it's actually a pretty good card. So whenever your opponent, whenever a monster attacks, you can detach a material, special summon an Odd Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard. So this actually works really good because you can absolute detach for, let's say, a Vortex or a Meteor Burst, or even an Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, which of course I run in this deck. Where'd that go? There it is. Or with the next card I have, you can summon that if it's in the grave, which I find wouldn't really be in the grave unless something else happens, but, sorry guys, there we go. So, okay, yeah, my brother's just videotaping, so it's like he's kind of trying to do something on the Xbox, but it's okay. It happens. Sometimes I'm bad at videotaping it by myself, so absolute. So I already told you his first effect. Its other effect is that if this card was Exceed Summon and sent to the graveyard, special summon an Odd Eyes monster, an Odd Eyes monster from your extra deck. And the last card of my extra deck is Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. So what Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon does is, if this card was Exceed Summon with an Exceed monster, such as Absolute or Dark Rebellion, it has to be 2 dragons, but if it was Exceed Summon using an Exceed monster as a material, then you can destroy all your opponent's face-up level 7 or lower monsters, and if you do, deal your opponent 1,000 points of damage for each one destroyed. And also, during the turn that that effect worked, he can attack 3 times. So he can attack directly, or monster directly, or monster directly, or 3 monsters, whatever. He has 3,000 attack and stuff, but and his other effect is when he is destroyed and sent to the grave. When he would be sent to the extra deck, that you can destroy as many pendulum cards you have in your pendulum zones, and set him in your pendulum zone. And also, if you're able to pendulum summon level 7 monsters, you can pendulum summon him from face up in your extra deck.
Okay, can I pause it?
So on to the main deck, guys. So I play 3 Odd Eyes Pendragon. Oh, Pendulum Dragon. I just say Pendragon for short. So what he does, so he's a scale 4 dragon, pendulum monster, of course.
Obviously.
What his pendulum effect is, anytime a pendulum card would do battle, you can. I think it's once per turn. Oh no, you can just reduce the damage you take to 0. And then during your end phase, you can sack him to the extra and search your deck for a 1,500 attack or less pendulum monster and add it to your hand. So, such as some like a Zhang Shang or Dragon Pit or stuff like that. Just like examples. Next, we got 2 Perform Pal Skull Crobat Joker. This is kind of like a staple if you're playing an Odd Eyes or Odd Eyes Magician OTK deck. Which is what I'm playing on Odd Eyes Magician OTK, or Odd Eyes OTK for short. So he's a scale 8, and you don't really use him for his pendulum effect, because his pendulum effect is kind of garbage. You can only pendulum summon Odd Eyes Magician or Perform Pal monsters, well, Magician Pendulum monsters. It's kind of garbage like that, but his monster effect is actually good. So when he's normal summoned, you search your deck for Odd Eyes, a Perform Pal, or an Odd Eyes Perform Pal, or Magician monster, Magician Pendulum. add it to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn, and you cannot search out a Skull Crobat, obviously. Just how anything's played. Next, we got 2 Wisdom Eye Magician. Wisdom Eye is actually good. You don't really use him for his monster effect, because you don't really play any cards that would, other than I play a Zhang Magician, so you might have 2 for him. But, yeah. So, what he does is place him in a pen zone, sack him. If you have another one in your pen zone, sack him, and search for a Pendulum Magician monster, and put it in your pen zone. Boom. You can use, and as long as it's not him, so you could play like 2 of them in each pen zone and sack each other to search. Yeah. And then his monster effect is discard him to the grave and change the scale back to its normal scale. Next we play 2 Dragon Pit Magician. It's actually a scale 5, and when you can put it in the pen zone, and if there's no other magicians in your pen zone, magician, Form Peller, Odd Eyes in your pen zones. Oh, if there's no other magician cards in your pendulum zones, it gets destroyed by itself. Its monster effect is you can special summon him from your hand or grave by picking a face-up Odd Eyes monster that has a level, reducing it by 3, and special summoning this card. And when it synchro summons, if it's not used with a Odd Eyes monster, then it's sent to the bottom of the deck. And it can only synchro summon draining type monsters, such as Ancient Fairy, like I play Ancient Fairy, Clear Wing, and Meteor Burst. So, yeah. On to the ones from this, also other ones. Dragon Pit. It's a normal pendulum monster with a scale 8. It's just the sleeves, guys, if you see the glare, so I'll just do that. What it does is you could discard a Pendulum Magician card from your hand and pick a Spell Trap card on the field, set, and pop it. It's like an MST, which I do play in this deck. I just play it for extra purposes, just in case I don't have that extra card in hand to drop, so. But then I play 2 Dragon Pulse Magician. What it does is, it's also a normal Magician type, normal Spellcaster Pendulum card with a scale 1. You can discard a Pendulum Magician card from your hand and pick a monster and pop it. Next we got 2 Oath Dragon Magicians. When it's normal or special summoned, you can. It's a scale 2, sorry. When it's normal or special summoned, you can pick a Form Pearl? You can target a Magician, Pendulum monster, or Odd Eyes monster in your grave or in your extra deck and add it to your hand. If you also have another Magician card in your other Pendulum zone, you can add a Odd Eyes or Magician card from your extra deck to your hand. So it's actually really good. I played 2 Zhang Magician. I only have 1 for it now. I just got it today, and I'm waiting for my other one. So my Zhang Magician, Zhang is a scale 8. But if you have more cards than your opponent, its scale becomes 4. Its other effect is you pick one of your Xyz monsters you have, then you pick a level 5 or higher you have, and your Xyz monster's rank becomes equal with that monster's level. And then its monster effect is your opponent takes no battle damage from this card, and you can pick one monster, face-up monster you control, and it gains attack equal to that. So it's like, you don't use it for damage, it's just use this, and it turns into a high attack points, and you can just like get over high monsters. So my last 2 monsters in this are going to be 2 Zangeki Magicians. So altogether, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I play 19 monsters altogether. So as you can see, it's like a stargazer in the background, but it's just the proxy for right now. That should be getting maybe tomorrow or in a few days. So yeah, what it does is I forgot. Oh yeah, its monster effect is you pick a light monster on its field and negate its effect anytime during the turn, during your player's turn. And then its pendulum effect is you can pick a Xyz monster you control once per turn, and its rank becomes a level when you're using it for an Xyz summon. On to spells. Now I still have proxies in this, but not much more. I only have 2 more cards that will be proxied. I have 2 Odd Eyes Fusion. Odd Eyes Fusion is when your opponent has 2 or more monsters, and you control none. You can use up to 2 Odd Eyes monsters from your extra deck to fusion summon an Odd Eyes Fusion monster. Or a Dragon type Fusion monster, sorry. You can also activate this card and use it's like another fusion card. So there's not really much to Odd Eyes Fusion. It's mainly for Odd Eyes and stuff like that. So yeah. Pot of Riches. I play Pot of Riches because with the effect of I play Xyz monsters galore, it's to bring them back, or because I play the Dragon Pit and Dragon Pulse, sacking them. So I play Pot of Riches to send them back into the deck, to draw cards and whatever. So yeah, just to send cards that I need back to the deck. I play 2 Pendulum Call. People say you should play 3. I just play 2 for right now. I'm still going to be building the deck more after Breakers of Shadows, because I will be getting Odd Eyes Gravity Dragon and putting some Luster Pendulums in here. So with this, you discard a card and search your, and if you haven't activated any Pendulum Magician effects this turn, you search your deck. Well, you search your deck for 2 Magician Pendulum cards that have different names, add them to your hand, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, your Pendulum cards in your Pendulum Zone cannot be affected by card effects, or just cannot be destroyed by card effects. So you can't use Wisdom Eye's own effect to sack them if you've already played this. I've tried many times on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro and Dueling Network. It does not work. It sucks. 2 MST, staple, you know what it does.
What does it do?
Wavering Eyes, if you don't know what it does, it's a staple in every Pendulum deck, or right now you can side it in. Even if you don't play Pendulum deck, you can play it in Necros. If you don't play Pendulums, you can side it, because there's a lot of Pendulum decks that are out. You can even put this in Cosmos if you really wanted to, but that's kind of stupid. But so what it does is you activate it, destroy as many Pendulum cards there are on the field, and depending on how many you destroy, that's what the effect you get. 1, deal 500 points of damage to your opponent. 2, search your deck for a Pendulum card. 3, banish a card on the field. Yeah, banish a card on the field. And if you destroy 4 Pendulum cards, which is really hard, you add another Wavering Eyes to your hand. 2 Sky Iris. So, as I explained before, what it does is it's a field spell, and what you do is you can pick a face-up monster on your side of the face-up card on your side of the field, pop it, and search your deck for an Odd Eyes card. So Odd Eyes Fusion, or Odd Eyes Dragon, or after Breakers of Shadows, Odd Eyes Gravity, or Odd Eyes Advent. So yeah, I play 2 Poly, just for more fusion support grep, and a Pokemoon. So those are my spells. On my trips, I played 2 Mirror Force, 1 Solemn Warning, a Bottomless Trap Hole, a Compulsory Evacuation Device,
There is new players,
and a Trap Tricks Trap Hole. I'm actually liking the Trap Tricks Trap Hole because it's actually a really good card. If your opponent does special summon monsters with Cosmo and stuff, you can activate that, and they go to activate the effect, and it negates it. So it's actually a really good card. So I actually like it, and I might play more of it, but for now I only play it at 1. So yeah, that was my deck profile for you guys. I might have more coming of a Master Hero pen deck, Master Hero pens, just some other stuff, my brother's Dragon deck. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, tell me what you want to see next. See you guys later. Bye.